Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to another Legacy video. Today, the BoshNRoll Pox continues with what I believe is the fourth version of Loam Pox, or Pox in general, that I've played on the channel in the last month and a half. And don't you worry, because there's another one coming next week as well. This version is from Patreon subscriber Rob. And Rob is returning to the game after a bit of a break and wanted me to help tune up Loam Pox before he starts investing in cards, which I took as kind of a blank check to just play the version that I think is best. Though he did, the one piece of direction he gave me was that he likes doing messed up things on turn 1. So I'm on the full 4 Dark Ritual and then 4 Thoughtseize for him with 4 Liliana, because Dark Ritual into him Thoughtseize, or Dark Ritual Liliana, or Dark Ritual into Thoughtseize Smallpox are the most messed up things you can do on turn 1. And I really leaned into things you can do with 3 black mana on turn 1. A very subtle thing that changes is there's only 3 Mox Diamonds. If you're playing for a little more stability, I think you would want 3 Dark Rituals, 4 Mox Diamonds. But if you're playing for messed up turn 1s, you want the Dark Rituals. And I don't think you can have 8 of this effect. They just start to gum up your hand too much in the mid-game. Just one of those very subtle deck-building things that only someone who has played Pox as much as I have can really have a feel for. So we're on 4 Dark Ritual, 3 Mox Diamond, and maximum Black Pips to abuse on turn 1. Another thing I did with this list is there's way more lands than I normally play. There are 27 lands in this deck. Normally I'm in like the 23, 24 range. The extra lands make room to support Mox Diamond, because sometimes I have had games where I draw Mox Diamond but don't even want to cast it because I'd rather hit a land drop and I don't have enough to do both. But this increased land count should help Mox Diamond always hit. You also have room for more lands that double as spells. In this deck, there's the 4 Verdant Catacomb, 4 Bayou, 1 Forest, 2 Swamp, 2 Urborg, and every other land does something. The 4 Wasteland, 1 Ghost Quarter, disrupt your opponent. The 4 Urza Saga, present threats for you. Cabal Pit is removal. Boseiju is removal of a different kind, and Baron Moor is a draw engine and a Loam Dredge engine, and we just have more of those. Other builds I've played have like 1 of each of this sort of thing. Well, always 4 Urza Saga, that's required, but like 1 Cabal Pit, 1 Baron Moor, and crop rotation to kind of tie it together. This one just has more raw lands, just to have them in your hand more often. From Rob's original list, I fleshed out the Urza Saga payoff package a little more. The list that was sent to me just had Mox Diamond and Pithing Needle, but you really want Urza Saga to be able to win a game or provide disruption. So I added Nile Spellbomb over the Bojuka Bog that was in the original list. Without crop rotation, Bojuka Bog is pretty embarrassing, but Nile Spellbomb gets to just sit and play and be disruptive, and you can tutor it with Urza Saga, which is a big deal. And then Retrofitter Foundry, being able to make 2 tokens off of Urza Saga and then continue just making tokens until they answer it is a very real win condition when we're trying to scrap this game into a spot where nobody can do anything. A couple of 1/1s is game breaking. The original list that was sent to me also had Worm Harvest. I found that that card is terrible and uncastable and completely unplayable. And no offense to Rob, it looks like it would make sense in a Loam Pox deck. And there are old extended decks, and maybe it might have even seen some play in Standard, but in Legacy, that's a 5 mana card that does very little, and you're a deck that's killing both people's lands. Like, you have Smallpox that takes one of your lands with it. When you Wasteland, you're also down a land. Casting a 5-drop is just not really where you want to be. And with Urza Saga and Retrofitter Foundry in the deck, you can create threats much more efficiently than your 5-mana sorcery. So that one's just out. And another thing that keeps coming up when I get sent Pox decks is this originally had 2 Abrupt Decays in it, and I turned them into Assassin's Trophy. And the reason for that is when I cast my removal spell, I want to make sure the thing is dead. We're living in a world of Murktide Regent and Karn the Great Creator and Jace the Mind Sculptor and Wandering Emperor and like all of these things that ignore Abrupt Decay. And nothing feels worse than dying to a Murktide Regent with a handful of like Abrupt Decay or Prismatic Ending or things that just don't hit it. Lightning Bolt. That's the whole thing about Murktide Regent, is that it's bigger than a lot of commonly played removals. So I upgraded Abrupt Decay into Assassin's Trophy, which ramping your opponent in your land destruction deck feels like it's not the right choice. And I tend to agree. But we're playing Beseiju that does the same thing. We're playing Ghost Quarter that does a similar thing. And Legacy decks don't play that many basic lands. So rather than like try to squeeze and play Abrupt Decay and like don't play Ghost Quarter and just randomly have Beseiju that's gonna pay them out when you do it, just play enough of this effect that they'll run out of basics eventually, and then you can start killing those. Because Assassin's Trophy and Ghost Quarter can hit the basics once they're in play as well. And running an opponent out of searchable lands really is an endgame that you can get to with a Life from the Loam and a single Ghost Quarter. Those are all the nuances of deck building that I came to in the main deck. In the sideboard, Rob submitted a list with Leyline of the Void instead of the traditional Surgical Extraction, and I do want to try that. I'm not sure which one is better, but I'm into it. Leyline is obviously insanely powerful. You do have to mulligan for it. And Pox is a deck that doesn't really like mulliganing that much, but it's also a deck that can cast a Leyline if you draw it in the mid game. Like if you keep a playable 7 and then draw a Leyline on turn 1, normally that's like the biggest eye roll on the earth, but this deck has Mox Diamond and Dark Ritual. It also has a ton of discard to like get to a point where casting Leyline is reasonable. So I want to try Leyline here. There's a 1 of Ensnaring Bridge that I'm leaving in here as well. I'm a little worried about Ensnaring Bridge because we can't actually win the game under it. Like there's no Curse Scroll or like Planeswalker that goes ultimate and destroys the opponent. It's just sort of like, we play this to waste time. I guess we can go super wide with Retrofitter Foundry under it and have 1 card in hand and attack and then play that card. And then they can't attack. That's kind of what we're going for. But if Ensnaring Bridge is in play, I have to assume it's worse for the opponent than it is for me. But that one's on watch. We'll keep an eye on it. Karakas is a fun one. Uro is a recurring problem for this deck. And we do have some graveyard hate. There's Nile Spellbomb in the main and then the Leylines in the void. But if we recycle the Uro, like bounce it and make them use their graveyard enough times that eventually they'll run out of lands or stuff to do. That is a line, and it's not a pretty line, but it's not nothing either. 3rd Assassin's Trophy, Tabernacle for the go wide. You could put Tabernacle in the main deck. I think there's enough matchups where it's not effective that you don't want to have a non-mana producing land in the main deck. That's just how I feel about that. And since we're not a crop rotation build, not being able to find it at will is also kind of shitty. So I'm relegating that to the sideboard. Plague Engineer speaks for itself. Excellent card, reason to be black in Legacy. Shadow Spear in matchups where you need to win races. And the last slot, I really wanted something that acknowledges that Storm is coming back in the metagame. And while we do have this aggressive barrage of discard spells and mana denial, Storm is a deck that can bully through that, but they're not going to bully through that if you follow it up with a Sphere of Resistance. I couldn't play Null Rod because I'm an artifact deck myself. I couldn't play something like Deafening Silence because I'm not white. And Sphere of Resistance just coming in clutch, doing exactly what it's been doing for, 25 years now, of making spells harder to cast. And hope it hurts my opponent more than it hurts me. Rob's original list had Pernicious Deed in the sideboard, which is a card that I love, but the reason Pernicious Deed is good in the metagame is because it smears Urza Saga decks. And guess what we are? We are an Urza Saga deck. We're also a Mox Diamond deck. If we are Pernicious Deeding and it's almost as bad for us as it is for them, that's not a place I want to be. So I'm off that. We're going to control Urza Saga with our Boseiju Wasteland Ghost Quarter Assassin's Trophy business, and that's just going to have to be good enough. And that's the deck. I did a 10-minute deck tech on Loam Pox. My deck techs are normally about 5 minutes long, but I went in on this one. Loam Pox is honestly a deck that I think is perfectly reasonable. I think I 4-1 most of the time with Loam Pox. Like, don't quite have a trophy yet, but I've never just been smeared across the ground. And I think this deck is a sleeper. Like, it's really good at using the Urza Saga shell, and this is one of my guilty pleasures. So thanks to Rob for asking me to play it, and let's jump into this league. I'm on the draw in round 1, and I have a strong Dark Ritual start. I'm going to keep this hand. The mirror match. Zenith. Oh, please draw Smallpox. Smallpox versus Dryad Arbor is the most fucked up garbage on the earth. Oh my god. Welcome to the Shadow Realm, opponent. I can even Dark Ritual plus Mox Diamond for 4 mana here. Oh my god. Right, let me just figure out what lands I want to be in play. I guess it has to be Cabal Pit, right? Because, yeah, I need 4 black. So Cabal Pit has to be the land I play. And then Mox Diamond. Do I want to keep Wasteland or Saga? I think I want to keep Saga. So I'll play Mox Diamond, discard Wasteland. And then I'm going to Dark Ritual him to Taraku. Or is it better to Smallpox first? The Smallpox, they get to choose their discard. So it's better to him second, because then him is more likely to hit a card they really care about. All right, welcome to the trash can. And go. Let's see how they recover from this. The him didn't hit a land, which is a little disappointing. Maybe they just don't have one. All right, Boseiju. Uh-oh, that was a good one to come back with. But so is the second Saga. Let's crank out here. All right, please don't have a main deck Collect Roof. For 4. And another Reclaimer. Yeah, this was a pretty good follow-up. So is... Okay, so if I play my Wasteland first... No, I want to play the Saga first. Just keep the hits coming. I'm going to take 6 here. And then I'll have creatures that are bigger than their creatures forever. I'm attacking with 1. All right, going to try to rebuild into Cradle or something. Take my first construct. Take my next construct. That's a 3/3. Next one's a 4/4. Or, I mean, I'm not getting another one, but I tutor and it becomes a 4/4. They're rotating now. That's interesting. All right, so they're not going to see this Wasteland coming. And I could get Pithing Needle and just name Reclaimer in front of my pair of 4/4s. I could get Nile Spellbomb, draw a card, and make them 1/2s. I could get Retrofitter Foundry and continue going wide. I'm kind of into Needle, because I can get Foundry next turn. I have another Saga popping. When you're playing Pox, generally you want to take the choice that results in them having fewer options. And I'm just going to Wasteland here. I could have played Swamp or played nothing, and I should have attacked there. I was busy narrating. But I could have played Swamp or played Wasteland but not activated it, and then I get another Construct out of the deal. But I don't think I need another Construct. I need to make sure they don't dig back into this with Gaia's Cradle. Oh, baby. Float a colorless. Get Retrofitter Foundry. And play Liliana. This game should end quickly from here. I was going to plus Liliana, by the way. I don't care about the creatures. They're smaller than mine, and they don't have any abilities. I was going to plus and make sure their hand couldn't dig back in, but they tapped out just seeing her on the stack. That was nasty. What's up, Smallpox? All right, we're playing against Elves. Plague Engineer, pretty good here. Tabernacle's good here. Sphere of Resistance is pretty good too. If they get out from under it, Elves is a deck that has enough mana that if they get out from under the sphere, it's going to hurt me more than it helps me. But if I can pinch them under it, they can never get back out. That one's kind of tricky. I think I want Shadow Spear, though. They have a lot of blockers, and it might come down to a race. Nile Spellbomb shrinks Reclaimer, but that's not enough of a reason to have that card in my deck. We saw Beseiju out of them. Stock Elves, I think, is on 2, but I've seen as many as 3. Nether Spirit gets a lot worse when you have other creatures in the deck, so I'm just turning that into Plague Engineer. I think Needle did find a pretty good target there, and they have Wirewood Symbiote and all of those other things, so yeah, I'm definitely an Unpithing Needle. What lands are not so good? Are there any that just don't need to be in the deck? I guess part of playing a 27 land deck is you can board some of them out just for free. You don't need Basic Forest because they're not going to mess with your mana. They don't have Wastelands. I do like the discard, especially on the draw. I want to be able to disrupt them. I can probably cut a Basic Swamp too because I have all these Bayous. There's so many Bayous in this deck. I love it. I am actually going to shave a Dark Ritual just because I'm running out of time to figure it out. And that card is bad in the late game. So Dark Ritual, Plague Engineer, turn 1. I don't think Dark Ritual is necessarily the right cut. I think it's another land. I was just running out of time to figure it out and slam that submit button. All right, well, I boarded out a Dark Ritual and ended up with Dark Ritual plus Thoughtseize into Liliana or Smallpox anyway. Land go. All right. Dryad Arbor could come out of that. I think I want to Dark Ritual. Oh, they could have Veil of Summer. I don't like that card very much. I think I'm just going to Dark Ritual Liliana. Wait, Elves doesn't play Veil of Summer. What am I doing here? I'm going to Thoughtseize them. Let's go. Yeah, didn't think so. Okay, you got Endurance, 2 lands, Elvish Visionary. Endurance having Flash is a big deal, but I could try to like just keep them off of 3 mana. I would like to take a Visionary, but they have 2. That's a bummer. I could just take the Endurance, but yeah, actually, though, Natural Order is pretty scary, but 4 mana is untouchable. All right, I'm going to take the Endurance. I'm going to Mox Diamond, card Beseiju, play Liliana, and discard the other Liliana. I'm just going to put us both in the trash can here, but I have a Liliana and they don't. Discarded one of the Visionaries. All right. They didn't fetch Dryad Arbor, which opens up Smallpox to guaranteed hit the creature that they cast here. Just hope I draw a land. It's something I can get out of my hand before I have to discard it. Oh, him to Turok. Smallpox is better than that, so I'm gonna Liliana first. Again, this makes them discard a card of their choice first, so their hand has a higher density of cards they want when I cast my Smallpox. Oh wait, no, this doesn't matter. I was looking at the hymn. It just doesn't matter, is the answer here. I guess making them decide what they want to discard before they know that I'm about to send them into the Stone Age. Plussing Liliana is right there. Okay, they have Natural Order and 1 mystery card in their hand. Bold of them to hold on to Natural Order. Do they think they're getting to 4 mana this game? Oh. Alright. I'm going to start minusing Liliana. That's so fucked up. I could... Yeah, I think I should actually Wasteland the Dryad Arbor first. Because if you have no creatures, Cradle doesn't do anything. Okay. The Pox life. Oh. And I do have Threshold, so your next creature is also dead. Now I just need an Urza Saga to take over the game. Oh, Force of Vigor. Pitching, Natural Order. Alright, that's fair. They end up discarding 2 cards instead of 1, but they got some value out of something that was not going to do anything. Okay. Ripping win conditions off the top. I need another land, but it's all good. I play a lot of lands. That's not a land, but I'm still making this discard. Alright, well, that's going to hurt, but at least I'm making a 1-1 now. I take my 2 to make my 1. This servo will attack for more than 2 over the course of the game. And in we go. Liliana's at ultimate level, but that doesn't even do anything or matter. Just going to keep going in here. Get this game over. You don't see many just absolute Liliana ranchings anymore. And it's nice to see it when it happens. I'm sure my opponent disagrees. I'm going to get a Bayou and I guess turning one of these into a Opter and then into a Construct is faster than just going wide on servos forever. Oh, hell yeah. Now the game's over real fast. Yeah, they're done now. Wow, that was an absolute smearing. A great round one to start off this league. Turns out the deck full of low resources and creatures gets smeared by Smallpox. On to the next one. I'm on the draw in round 2, and I don't have acceleration, but I do have Loam and multiple points of disruption. I'm going to keep this. A Dark Ritual or Mox Diamond off the top is great, and if I don't hit that, then I guess we'll play fair for a little bit. My opponent mulled to 6 and then passed the turn without making a play. Weird. Okay. What do I do with that information? I probably just play Urza Saga and start tutoring up my Nile Spellbomb. That would be my guess. And I'd like to cast this Hymn to Turok, but Mox Diamond, Urborg, or Dark Ritual off the top, I'll do that. Oh, okay. Yep, I was correct in my read that this is Oops All Spells. Well, yep, I'm dead. I don't think there was anything I could do about this. Thought seizing me. Do I want them to know what I'm up to? I could just concede here, but they haven't actually shown me the win yet. Yeah, this is something. I think I just concede. Like, knowing that I am Loam Pox and not 8-cast is a huge difference here. Like, playing around discard versus playing around counter spells is just like a totally different ask. All right. Yeah, I'm out. All right. There's no way that this hand doesn't kill me, so I'm gonna ship it. Bummer. Yeah, I think Hymn to Turok would have collapsed that hand into unplayability, but we didn't get there. It's all right. Okay, ley lines and spheres are coming in, and Pithing Needle is good. Assassin's Trophy is bad. Trophy sucks. Nether Spirit sucks. Smallpox actually really bad here. I just want like all my hand disruption and graveyard hate, and nothing else really matters. And if Smallpox ever hits them, it's going to be devastating, but is anything worse than Smallpox, I guess, is the question. Retrofitter Foundry is not exactly... Yeah, Retrofitter is actually worse than Smallpox, because if they're not comboing, I'm winning. And Smallpox, if they ever do just like put a land into play and pass the turn, if they go like Crypt of Agadim or whatever that card is called and Thoughtseize me and play a slow game, then I can punish. It also is just like Raven's Crime, like a really awkward Raven's Crime, which is better than nothing. I think this is the game I'm going to play here. Let's do it. Show me that ley line. No ley line, but I do have Thoughtseize him and try to break the hand down. No follow-up really, though. I don't think I can send this. Okay. Dark Ritual. I'm going to hymn first, so I have more information about their hand with the Thoughtseize. Okay. They do have a slow hand, so Wasteland's going to find a target. Undercity Informer, they can get into play easier than Balustrade Spy, but I can Pithing Needle Informer. I can't Pithing Needle Spy. I could Thoughtseize the Agadim, and then they don't even have a black source, but then that turns off my Wasteland. If they draw Dark Ritual, I just die. But they have to draw exactly Dark Ritual for that to kill me. So, I mean, putting them onto 0 mana is pretty fucking exciting. Yeah, I'm taking the Agadim. Okay. I'm in for that. We'll see how that plays out. I kind of hope they draw another Agadim. Sphere of Resistance off the top for the win. Oh my god. Call the police. Splat. I'm not sure this deck can beat that card. Yeah, now they have to play out their lands. into my wasteland. And I gotta find a way to win the game. I need to find an Urza Saga, like, ASAP. I am also on the draw for game 3 with basically no recourse or interaction. Okay, they lost the Balustrade Spy off that hymn. Dark Ritual does still net mana with 1 sphere in play. If I draw Liliana, she is castable. Just say the name of cards and they will appear. Get to work. They're probably going to discard the Thoughtseize first. Okay, Pact to Negation. Also, same realm of cards as Thoughtseize is. Too late for that. Boss's Oracle in the graveyard. Well, that's where that goes anyway. Saga. Why don't I call out the name of the card I want to draw more often? Because it's always there, just 100% of the time. I think the next time I should say, like, Black Lotus, and just see if I can get a Black Lotus. They have a Crypt. We're going to cast, like, a Chrome Mox and invest in the future here. Foundation Breaker. Okay, that's cool. Do they have the win? No. The last card in their hand is Undercity Informer. Alright, yeah, they just showed me they have Foundation Breaker in their deck to kill my sphere, and then realized that their last card in hand is they're gonna lose it to Liliana. Alright, yeah, cool. That was a white knuckle ride. Okay, I need to have Leyline this game, because I'm on the draw, and that's a bad place to be. They did see Leyline, though. I discarded one to Liliana, but they showed me Foundation Breaker, so they have outs to it in the deck. It really doesn't get better, though. Submit the deck, and let's hope the opening 7 has Leyline. Well, they submitted 61 in their combo deck. That's interesting. I wonder if that's intentional, or they just don't know what to do. Or a misclick. I don't know. A-POX-ALYPSE is definitely not a deck I would submit 61 with. Okay, I got a Leyline, and I have a Thoughtseize to clear the answer to Leyline. Bloop, there it is. If they can Foundation Break on turn 1, and then also win, that's kind of annoying. Cabal Therapy, alright. Resolves. Do you name Thoughtseize in the dark? You do, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Good one. Alright, time to draw Dark Ritual. That was a really good Cabal Therapy. Ritual. Oh, Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I'm into Ghost Quarter. They don't have a basic land in their deck. No way. Just gotta constrict their options where I can. And Ghost Quarter doesn't tap for black, so it's not like I could wait a turn and hymn them. Force of Vigor, pitching Elvish Spirit Guide. 3 cards left in hand. Okay. Fair enough. Here we are. Your 4 cards win the game. Dark Ritual. Oh, Urza Saga. I'm gonna get that going. Because if I find the Nile Spellbomb before they're ready, that'll do the trick. Okay, I'm gonna play the Baron more, because then I can him to Turok next turn. They have perfect information. I've played every card I've drawn since they Thoughtseized me. Oh no, I'm a turn late. Bummer. Yep, there it is. Well played. That was 4 Elvish Spirit Guides this game? Or 5 Spirit Guides this game. That's so sick. Alright, GG's. 1 turn, and they used every card in their hand to do this, so whether they drew they were probably just live for any mana source, but 1 turn from now, I would have Nile Spellbomb in play. If I could have cast these hymns, they would have been not enough mana. Like, that was razor thin. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying how close that was. But taking it to 3 games versus A-POX-ALYPSE with your deck with no blue cards in it, pretty exciting. GG's.
We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league.
On the draw in match number 3, I'm going to keep this hand. This is our first early Loam action. Oh god, Sapro's scary. We're playing against this crazy combo deck. I am kind of interested in trophying the scary. If this deck has basics in it, they're just mountains. Alright, I'm gonna play Mox Diamond and discard Cabal
Nope, Barrymore. Yeah, Barrymore doesn't help me here. And then I'm going to fetch Bayou, and I'm going to trophy this thing. If you put a land like Sap Prison Scary in your deck, then you're doing that for a reason, and denying that is pretty exciting. Okay, basic island. All right. Hopefully that slowed them down a little bit. We have 2 mana instead of 3 this turn. Oh, paradigm shift. Are we dead? Seems likely that we're dead. All right, time to draw Thoughtseize, I guess. Thoughtseize. Oh, Smallpox might do it too. All right. Well, let's find out together. If their hand makes blue, then we're dead anyway. But gotta play to my outs. Smallpox. Discard Loam. Sack Urborg. And they haven't conceded, so we're probably dead. Yep. Oh, wow, just shithoused by that. All right. Fair enough. I guess destroying that gave them the paradigm shift, because you can't just shift on turn 2 like that if you don't have a card in your graveyard. All right. Mono blue paradigm shift. Okay, Sphere of Resistance is coming in. Don't have a whole lot for this other than controlling it. Like making sure they don't cast any spells. Nether Spirit doesn't matter. Nile Spellbomb actually does matter, because if you shift, if you do like a setup shift like they did that game and you get bombed in response, then you just die in your draw step. Smallpox does look important. Most of these cards do look important, actually. Maybe Assassin's Trophy's bad. I have Wastelands and Ghost Quarters, and yeah, alright. I'm just bringing in the Spheres. There is like a Merfolk Paradigm Shift deck that exists, but they don't play Sap Prison Scary. Okay, yeah, this is not that. I probably had an opportunity to look at their whole deck with the Paradigm Shift, but whoops, I didn't do that. On the play, no mana sources. We're going to mulligan that one. And turn 1 Sphere of Resistance. I'm in for that. I'm going to keep this, put one of the Loams on the bottom, and then Mox Diamond, discard Wasteland. Or do I discard Urborg? So, yeah, Urborg casts Smallpox. Alright, I'll discard Wasteland. Play Urborg, play Sphere. This has been a weird league. And I'm contributing to that. I'm on Loam Pox, but playing against Oops and Paradigm Shift combo. Pretty exciting. Island, I would like a mana source here to get my Loam going. Easy money. I think I should spend a turn Loaming before I start jamming my Smallpox. Like, putting them to 0 permanence is exciting, but they're under Sphere, and all the important cards in their deck cost 2. We're getting Force of Negation. Oh, that's sweet. Force of Negation, exiling Pact of Negation. Okay. They're a Pact of Negation deck. Like, they are here to party. Alright, Mox Diamond. Unfortunately, you gotta go. Smallpox. Gonna be honest, I don't feel good about this game right now. Oh, can't cast that one yet. Maybe start missing land drops? Alright, spending mana on Lotus Petal. Land? Oh no, I'm stuck under my Sphere. But so are they. Like, I feel like I'm dead already if I don't have Sphere in play. And if they Paradigm Shift here, there is a land in their graveyard. Ancient Tomb. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh god. Something big is happening. Oh, Jace. That's not good for me. This deck can't beat a Planeswalker. Are you kidding? Oh, and they're milling me. Drawing cards. Okay, this Smallpox is late to the party. I think I'm gonna need Liliana to play this game at this point. Did I board out my Needle? My trophies are out, my Needle's still in. Okay. This is gonna be tough. Just shifted. And Needle doesn't matter because Jace's... Yeah, Jace's static is still here. Yeah, I've lost this game for sure. Couldn't quite squeeze their mana enough. And they have this nice mono blue mana base, just disrespecting my discard. Alright. GG's. That deck seems like a nightmare. Like, at least Oops All Spells has exploitable axes of, like, beat up their graveyard or slow them down enough that they can't cast spells or get off the ground. This deck is just like, basic island, basic island. I can take my time with this Planeswalker. Ugh. Plus, they could also just turn 3 you. That was nasty. I'm on the draw. for the 4th round in a row. Let's hope I lose the die roll in the last round also to build that complaint equity. I'm keeping my hand though. Even though it's not explosive, I do have Thoughtseize into him. There's basically not a Grove of the Burn Willows deck that I am happy to play against. That Wasteland, at least I do have a basic to push through that. Oh, both basics. Let's see if Thoughtseize even finds a target. Okay, I'll take the Mox Diamond. Well, their hand is bad. Got that going for me. If they ever find a Loam, I'm in trouble. Let's see that Tower of the Magistrate go. Sylvan Library. Well, I'm going to Boseiju that. I would have liked to save Boseiju for something more potent, but I mean, beggars can't be choosers. I just zap that. First appearance of Boseiju, and it's a big one. We would have lost immediately to the Sylvan Library. Ooh, the Ancient Battle of Nether Spirit versus Punishing Fire is upon us. Alright, if I Dark Ritual, I can Hymn to Turok. So 3, 4, 5. I can Hymn to Turok and Nether Spirit. Yeah, I'll do that. Get that hand empty. We know one of them's Punishing Fire. Firing me in response. And got rid of Glacial Chasm. Okay, whatever. Hoping I can flush out this Wasteland before I play Saga. Or I could Loam. I don't have 2 green. Never mind. Alright, gaining back the life. You got it. Ooh. Do I want to name Wasteland and try to get busy with my Saga? Or do I want to make sure my own Wastelands are still active in this game? But I have Boseiju. That's a good one. I think I want to attack before I do anything. Alright, yeah, we'll just bounce these fires around. I guess there's a possibility they Wasteland me in response to Pithing Needle. And then I get to name Thespian Stage. Alright, yep. Float a black on the way out here. I'm going to name Thespian Stage. Cast Loam, targeting my 2 lands. And then play Saga. That was fun. If they find a Loam before my Saga does anything, I'm actually still way behind this game. But I'm Loaming right now and they're not. Wow, okay. Alright, they must not have found Loam. That was awesome. Okay, I want Assassin's Trophy. I think I want the ley lines. It's going to be really important too. A Loam fight. I don't want Sphere. Sphere. Caracas can slow down Merit Lage, but so does all the Wastelands I have, and the Boseiju and the Assassin's Trophy, so probably chill on Caracas, but I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. What is less good here? Thoughtseize is actually a lot less good on the draw. Like on the play, you can clip their exploration, but Thoughtseizing a hand that has lands and Loam in it is just Shadow Realm material. I like all of the lands. Cabal Pit actually does very little. That's just a swamp that hurts me. It is a land, full stop, though, which is not nothing, so I might circle back to that. I don't mind him, because him knocking lands out of the hand can be pretty nice. I want Smallpox. I want everything that kills a land. I want everything that wins the game, too. Like Nether Spirit staying in, Retrofitter, Saga, all that stuff. Not quite to the point where I bring in my 3-mana 2/2 and Plague Engineer. Could just cut another Thoughtseize here. Or, since I'm shaving off Thoughtseizes, maybe Dark Ritual's worse. Yeah, I think I like that. And Caracas is not coming in. Alright, there it is. Alright, this hand is unplayable. I'm gonna mulligan it. This one is good. I'm gonna keep it and send one of the Loams to the bottom. And get my Leyline in there. I fully expect Force of Vigor out of this deck, so I'm gonna be careful with what lands I play. Alright, I'm gonna put Wasteland out. Like, I'm not gonna play Saga because I'm not giving them an easy 2-for-1 on Force of Vigor. And just floating Wasteland in play makes it so they can't combo kill me. Alright, I am trophied up, it's safe to say. Oh, they played Boseiju. That's kind of scary. That means they either don't care about Leyline or have another answer for it. Both of which are disappointing. Thoughtseize. I'm a black source away from doing what I want to do here. But I can do it next turn. I am going to definitely kill the the library, though. Not interested in that being around. These decks usually have more than one basic, but this one doesn't, or it's already in their hand. Wow, okay. I'm still not going to wasteland them because I would rather have this in play for Dark Depths. Like if they crop rotate in response. All right, look, there it is. Told ya. A Thoughtseize can give me lots of information. Oh, wow, that's so much better. Okay. I can Thoughtseize now and check for Force of Vigor, but then I can't Liliana. All right, if you have Force of Vigor, you have it. I definitely want to wipe out this Reclaimer while it's basically free to do. Sack a creature. Getting to leave up Wasteland there is a big deal. I don't think I would have made that play if I wasn't also protecting myself from Merit Lage. They have Wasteland and Crop Rotation. They still get Merit Lage this turn. Ooh, just nothing go. Can put that right in my veins. I'm gonna lead with a Thoughtseize. Let's have a look. Force the action on this Crop Rotation. There's 2 Crop Rotations. All right. I don't really want to play against this Endurance, but these pair of Crop Rotations is pretty annoying. All right. I am going to take Endurance. Is that right? I guess so. Yeah, I'll take an Endurance. And plus Liliana. Discard one of my Loams. They're probably going to discard their Loam also. Yes, we both discarded our Loams. Mine are a little better here, but... Alright, gotta watch out for this Merit Lage. Crop rotating away the Dark Depths in response. Alright. Still can't respond here. Giving Grove. Alright. So they're going to try to go in on Valakut Exploration. Fair enough. Could have Wastelanded there, but I don't think that's important. Maze of Ith. Don't really care about that. Alright, yeah, Wasteland going in the graveyard I'm a fan of. And right now, the coast is clear to make a construct. I am going to Dredge Loam, or I'm not. Am I going to Dredge Loam? No, there's one in my hand already. I don't think I'm making another construct. I'm going to float mana and let this die. And I could get Needle, name Thespian Stage. I could get Needle, name Maze of Ith, but I think I'm going to overpower this Maze of Ith eventually. Right, yeah, I'm naming Thespian Stage here. And then I can Wasteland now, and then... Or I can't Hymn to Turok and Loam. And my colors are just a little rough here. I would really like to Wasteland, though. I'm going to be honest. But the crop rotation makes that pretty awk. Yeah, maybe I just get them Hellbent. Loam later. If I get this crop rotation out of the way, the game gets a lot more interesting, or a lot easier at least. Could Bajuka Bog me to slow me down. A little annoying. Found a Loam, don't care. Lost at Dark Depths, alright. And I think I'm just not activating Liliana. And they did rotate away their Maze of Ith. Fetching. They're loading up on this Valakut Exploration. They found Rishadan Port, alright. Played the port, found another Valakut Exploration. That's good shit. Ooh, Force of Vigor from hand. That's nasty. I think I want to Wasteland in response. Yeah, because there is a Loam right there. That sucks. That was a really good draw. I needed it most. What card do I want to take out of rotation? Do I care about Rishadan Port? I think I do. Right, yeah. I'm going to waste Rishadan Port in response. Just so it's exiled. Time to dredge Loam and get to work. But they're also dredging Loam now. Saga, Wasteland, Swamp, get up here. Wasteland doesn't matter anymore, so I'm going to play my Saga. I'll have us both discard cards. That was a really good Force of Vigor. At least they didn't get the second exploration out of it, but hurts. They dredged a Saga and a second Loam. Tough. But I'm looping Wasteland, which is the more important card. Need them not to find an exploration effect. Mox Diamond, alright, yeah, you're Hellbent, that doesn't matter. Don't think I'm going to dredge Loam here. Because I want all my mana this turn. We're each going to discard a card, I'll dump an extra Loam. And then I could Wasteland them and take out Valakut Exploration, and then just put them to doing very little. Okay, I think I'm on that. Take out the Valakut Exploration, Wasteland the Saga, and then attack for 1. They could crack this open in a number of different ways, but I'm just hoping I get my Nile Spellbomb before that happens. They dredged Loam and hit 0 lands. They found a Punishing Fire, though. Or no, there is a Boseiju there. Shit, that kills Urza Saga. Damn it. They have to Boseiju now, though, or else I'm getting the thing. Yep. Disappointed. My graveyard is full of good targets, so I'm going to take a draw step because I already have Loam. Just so many fucking Loams. The 3rd Loam. And now I'm behind on the Loam game, or behind on the Saga game, and they are looping Boseiju. So do we just, like, smear each other with Wasteland every turn? I guess I have a 1/1 and they don't, but they can reap by Punishing Fire to stop that. This is a weird game. They found Bojuka Bog. That sucks. All 3 of my Loams are in there. But if they Bojuka Bog, then they don't Saga, but that doesn't really matter. All right, yeah, they're pulling ahead here. There goes my graveyard. Smallpox, not great. I'm going to play Saga, and then I'm going to plus Liliana. Guard my Swamp. They discarded their Saga. They're beating up on Liliana. That makes sense. Didn't rebuy their Fire when they could have. Interesting. Yeah, this one is sliding away. That Force of Vigor 3 or 4 turns ago, whenever that happened, was a busto. What do I need? Nile Spellbomb off the top? Alright. Not great here. I'm in a large amount of trouble. They just sack Bojuka Bog and then they get to recycle it. Alright. I'm not winning this game. We can go to game 3. Yeah, that was brutal. Yeah, there's Spirit, Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual. On the play, Thoughtseize is a lot better. Smallpox. Smallpox is only good if they're not loaming or ramping, which my Thoughtseize and Leyline plan is kind of designed for. I might shave another Dark Ritual because these games are going to go long and that's just such a bad top deck. Yeah, I'm actually just off Dark Ritual, down to the 1. And I think that'll do. Let's go. Okay, I have Leyline and multiple points of interaction. This is the best hand I could ask for. Let's do it. Thoughtseize. Do not show me a Force of Vigor. Crop Rotation and Exploration. I would rather take Crop Rotation, or no, Exploration. It's got to be, right? Yeah, I'm taking the Exploration. I just finished explaining how Smallpox is only good if they're not ramping, and then I'm like, Crop Rotation. Taiga. I think I want to him first. And I'm ignoring green mana for now. On him, take that Crop Rotation. Yeah, we hit it. We hit Crop Rotation and Dark Depths. Get those out of here. Grove of the Burn Willows in play. Oh my god. Okay, Wasteland your Grove. Do I want to Smallpox? I think the answer to that question is always yes. And I'm going to discard Ghost Quarter rather than the other Smallpox. Okay. They have nothing to my 2 things. This game's going to get weird. There's the Wasteland we knew about. Alright, well, this will force action on the Wasteland and constrict their options. Yep, that's fine. It's like I cast Smallpox. We both lost a land. Boseiju and Exploration and Thespian Stage. Alright. Suddenly on the board over there. Extracting my Sagas. That's a fucking beating. Holy shit. Alright, we're both hellbent and not really doing anything here. Time to get weird. I'm gonna have to win this game with Nether Spirit. Uh-oh. Oh, Retrofitter Foundry is still on the deck too. Alright, I have 2 win cons. Okay. I got choices here. I can jam a Smallpox. I can hold up Trophy. I think I want to hold up Trophy. Time to slow down. Come on, Loam. Not a Loam. Right, hitting land drops. Not mad about it. Copy my Bayou. Sure. A lot of stages. Diamond, not helpful here. Copying my Swamp. Alright, looks like they're going wide for Field of the Dead. That will be trophied immediately. which gets their basic. But I'd rather have a Mox Diamond or a Bayou in play. Probably a Bayou. I'm going to Smallpox here. Just attack their hand and start limiting the number of lands they have in play. And I have a free discard in Mox Diamond, because that card is not good right now. I'm going to sack a Bayou to insulate myself a little bit against Wasteland. But I guess they've already used 2 of them. And they don't know about the second trophy. They saw the first one was Surgical, but the other one is still unknown to them. Come on, Loam. Not a Loam. Please go for Dark Depths. Uh-oh. Is this Bajuka Bog, or are they going for the Depths? Alright, they're doing it. So you make your copy, choose your favorite, and then I destroy Dark Depths. Bang. Okay. And those are gone forever because of Leyline. There's another stage in play, though. Uh-oh. That's a good one. I am now behind. I am still behind. Bayou and Forest. I'm gonna play the other Leyline out. I don't think there's a reason to insulate my hand, and this at least keeps Beseiju from breaking this up. Force of Vigor still does, in like the most heinous possible way. Oh god, Saga plus. Oh no! Yeah, this game just ended. Off the top they found Saga, which was the best thing they could hit, and then Valakut Exploration ripped into Sylvan Library. And I'm just drawing Thoughtseize. Alright, yeah. This one's over. The only way I could possibly win this game is if they get fast and loose with their Sylvan Library, and then, even then, like, I don't really have a way to cheese burst damage. Not looking good, team. And they have Thespian Stage that can copy Urza Saga and just bury Force of Vigor here. Yeah, sure. And Thoughtseize reveals what? Nothing. Deal. Liliana, let's go. And they get to refill their freshly hellbent hand with this library. Yeah, their Surgical Extraction on my Saga, that's a big reason to maybe be on Surgical rather than Leyline. Because there are decks where specific cards matter versus just raw graveyard existence. And this is one of them. Alright, I'm going to concede. Really, my only win condition here is timing them out, and that's not going to happen. They got 10 minutes on their clock, and that's not really grid content. They are a better lands deck than me, is the moral of that story. I won the die roll, which is good for my chances of winning the match, or the game, but also I don't get to complain about going 0-5 in die rolls. So it's a wash, really. I think this is an easy turn one, Liliana. Put your Dark Ritual where your face is. Put that on a t-shirt. Okay, Liliana, get to work. Hope they're not some dredge deck. Discarded Uro, here we go. That counts as some dredge deck. Uro and Preordain in the same deck. That's interesting. What are you doing over there, opponent? You're up to something. I'm gonna dredge, and I am actually just gonna play Saga. Play Saga, because I need my Nile Spellbomb to have any chance in this game. And cycle Baron more, because I don't want to discard my Bayou. I can discard the Dark Ritual. And discarding Loam is fine too, but kind of like having it in my hand. They're discarding lands over there. Oh, I didn't even notice this is a Yorion deck. Okay, this is probably a Aloran, like Yorion, Aloran, fair deck. Garbage pile. That's a thing that exists. Do I want to start making constructs, or do I want to Loam? I think I want to Loam. They Force of Negation this, they're down to 3 cards, then Liliana puts them to 2. Alright. Each player discards a card. They're going to be a turn too slow for the Uro. Maybe I should cycle Baron more now, just in case they have Hull Breacher. I don't know what's in this deck. Maybe Dredging Loam was loose there. If I milled my Nile Spellbomb, that would have just nuked my whole plan. Oh, what's going on here? That's not Prismatic Ending mana. Oh, Teferi can bounce Urza Saga. That's a tilt. Alright, good shit. For you. Bad shit for me. Wasteland does not have a target right now. Saga. Trigger that. Loam back the Barrenmoor, the Swamp, and I guess Verdant Catacombs. I'm going to discard it immediately. Each player discards a card. Unless they play Yavimaya, they're not even close to Uro coming into play here. And next turn I can ultimate Liliana and mess with their lands. Abundant Growth. Alright, yeah, get rid of that card. I'm going to cycle Barrenmoor and not Dredge Loam. Yeah, back up Liliana, just in case. A Ponder. Oh, this is Prismatic Ending mana. Glad I have the backup Liliana. I was mostly joking, but very happy to have it now. Not going to Dredge Loam. Oh, that's a good one. If I can hymn them to 0, I think that's better than playing Liliana. Bang. Back to basics and Jace, holy shit. Alright, now they need to rip Green Source off the top to get Uro in. And I can still Liliana the Uro. And if they don't have exactly that, I have Nile Spellbomb ready. Ah, shit. Alright, well, what are they doing? Wow, you put Yorion in hand instead of just escaping Uro? I don't agree with that. But it's your life to live. Okay, does Dark Ritual change things? Do I get to make a construct? 1, 2, 3. Then I can go land. Yeah, that actually is a huge deal. Yeah, alright. Make a construct. Tutor Nile Spellbomb. Nile Spellbomb immediately. And then Dark Ritual. Land. Liliana. Let's get that Yorion out of here. And discard my Verdant Catacombs. And then I'm going to Spellbomb you right now while you can't do anything about it. And I will Dredge Loam off this draw. Alright, that was pretty good. Teferi can bounce my construct, but then Teferi's gone. Ooh, Terminus, it's a miracle. Alright, you get to keep Teferi around. That actually is a huge deal, because that means my my Saga is about to get bounced again. Do I just ignore that? Or do I force the action? Probably force the action is better. I'm going to discard Urborg. We've seen a back to basics out of them already. Alright, yeah. I'll demand the action. I'm going to cycle Barrenmoor in response to the Brainstorm. Just still playing around Hull Breacher where I can. Uh-oh. I hope this is just a shuffle and not an actual 4-mana spell. We already got rid of 1 Jace. Please don't have another. Okay, that's fine. Teferi bounced their own Abundant Growth instead of my Urza Saga. I like that. And it's probably better for them as far as digging back into this game, but I'm also a big fan of it. Okay, I can get them Hellbent here. Each player discards a card. If they flash in Coatl or something, doing Liliana first answers the creature. And they still end up Hellbent. I'm going to discard this Mox Diamond. And then I'm going to cast Smallpox. And discard, I think Wasteland is pretty safe to get rid of. Sack a basic Swamp. And so I can play my land. Alrighty. Liliana is back up to Ultimate. They're back to Hellbent. My Saga's ready to Saga. Narset, that's a good one. They are making this competitive, which I appreciate. Found a Plow. Yeah, that's one of the few cards that matters here. Okay, so I'm going to Saga. And I'm gonna Dredge Loam and hope I don't dredge my Retrofitter Foundry. Alright, didn't hit it. We're good. Make another Saga construct. They plow the first one. We knew that was coming. Here's this. Here comes Retrofitter Foundry. And Loam. Picking up Saga, and Barrenmoor. Play Saga. And I could Shadow Realm them with Liliana. Do I think Liliana being in play and active is important? I think I want to ultimate Liliana here. Because Narset gets to dig for Prismatic Ending. Alright. I'm going in. Let's go. Time to figure this out. I can separate Abundant Growth from the island it's on. That's kind of funny. Narset is the card I don't really want them to have. Like, I can color screw them this way. Yeah, I think I like this. They lose the abundant growth either way because they either sack abundant growth or they sack the land it's attached to. Cool. All right, they chose to keep Teferi. And they have no green mana. They lost Narset. Green mana secured. I'm just going to draw. You take the draw for the chance of drawing a spell. Right, Saga is in, and then 1, 2, make a servo. This can kill Teferi. And I think that making more constructs is more important than playing Liliana right now. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the first point in this match, or in this game, where I feel like I'm ahead and doing well. All right, yeah, Mentor are normally scary, but not when I'm this far ahead and they're hellbent. I'm going to cycle Baron more and draw a card. Turok, not great. Okay, so 1, 2, construct. And I'm playing Liliana with the other mana. Is there a Mox Diamond left in the deck? There is, what fun. Discard Boseiju to keep that around. And then I can Liliana splat your Mentor. Attack for 13. Okay. We've seen Terminus, but they're still at 2. Alright, Preordain. Still fighting. Fighting the good fight. I could flip my servo into a thing, but I don't think it matters. A Thopter. I am going to find the Mox Diamond. It's going to die immediately. Plus Liliana. I just want the Mox Diamond out of the way. Just get more good cards in my deck. Okay. They have a Coatl. Doesn't matter. And Smeria. That was a fun game. Turn 1 Liliana, just ticking straight up to 7 before they can answer it. Had the second one. Oh, that was great. Yorion Bant. With lots of basics and main deck back to basics. Gotta respect that. Okay. This is where Surgical's a lot better than Leyline, because I don't really want Leyline in my deck and make weird mulligan decisions for Uro. And I don't want to draw Leyline in a mid-game against Jace. But Uro is also just a complete nightmare to play against. I think I need Assassin's Trophy. And is that it? Like, do I just turn like Dark Ritual into Assassin's Trophy and call it a day? That just answers a Planeswalker, and then we grind. I mean, if they have Surgical and they rip out my Sagas, I have almost no way to win the game left. I don't like that. The one of Spellbomb versus Uro, but yeah, Leyline's... I'm not bringing in Leyline, but I would bring in some number of Surgical. So that's a... I think Surgical's better than Leyline, is my decision from this league after trying this. I can bring in the Caracas. That was part of the plan to slow down Uro. They don't have a whole lot of targets for Cabal Pit. They have a lot of targets for Ghost Quarter. Without a Ramanap Excavator or Crucible of Worlds in the deck, the Ghost Quarter is kind of ridiculous, because we saw, what, like 5, 6 basics from them? If we assume I'm dredging 3, that's 15 to 18 cards out of my deck to not take them off my mana with Ghost Quarter. Dangerous. All right, I'm going in like this. This is a turn 1 Smallpox. All right, yeah, I'll keep it. It sets up Nether Spirit. That's exciting. This is the closest to speed cheese mode that my deck offers. All right, Ponder. I was kind of hoping for Abundant Growth. Just knock that card out of play. But it's fine. We'll make it work. A Thoughtseize is exciting. Do I want to take a turn Thoughtseizing or just get in? I think I want a Thoughtseize. I'm going to fetch a basic Swamp and then cast Thoughtseize. Because if my Smallpox gets forced, that's kind of shitty. Energy Flux, do I care about that? There is a force here. The rest of the hand's really bad. I don't really want them brainstorming to fix this, but I don't really want my Smallpox getting forced either. I think I'm going to take the Brainstorm. Yeah, I'm taking Brainstorm. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. That's why I Thoughtseized, to see if that sort of shit was going to happen. Because I found a rare target for Wasteland in Mystic Sanctuary here. Okay. This is actually pretty exciting. Oh, I can Wasteland you. And then I can play Mox Diamond. I'm going to discard Caracas because I would rather have black sources, I think. Then they're going to have to force the Smallpox or else they just fucking lose. Force pitching to Fairy. Yep. 2 cards. Just another Hymn to Turok. Yeah, them having the force kind of sucks. Oh, they found a Brainstorm too. All right. I was not ready to play against Energy Flux. There's a Boseiju in the deck that can fight it, but this Retrofitter Foundry plan, not looking good. I gotta assume they shuffled away Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, Loam. I'm gonna hold off on Loam. I'm just gonna play Nether Spirit right now. Get that going. And the next turn I can Loam, hit my land drop. Hopefully waste a Mystic Sanctuary. They went for the Flux, which is kind of annoying because it turns off my Loam. I am gonna pay 2 this turn. And if I draw any mana source, then I can... Alright, yeah, we got there. Right now I can loam these lands back, and I don't need to worry about this Mox Diamond anymore. Okay, cool. Now I can stop paying for Mox Diamond and just beat down with Nether Spirit. And I am going to Dredge Loam. That digs for Sagas, which I can pay for if I need the constructs. That also rips for the Boseiju. Attack with Spirit. I'm going to fetch basic Forest. It's already a Bayou because of Urborg, and we've seen back to basics in their deck. And there's a Baron more in my graveyard now I can draw extra cards with. Are we getting Force Negation? Cool. Right, that's fine. And pass the turn. Come on, Nether Spirit. Another Abundant Growth. Brainstorm is harsh. Yeah, if they plow this Nether Spirit, I'm just in Mega Slow mode. Misty Rainforest. Okay. Ooh, Hymn to Turok. Against your 2-card hand. Don't mind if I do. I'm going to attack with Nether Spirit first. I'll get Caracas into play, and then Hymn Turok. Let's go. For those about Turok, I am all about Turok. A kind of a Coatl here. They hesitated when I attacked. That made me think they might have a Coatl before realizing it doesn't matter. Oh, we hit Jason Ponder. Those are good ones. All right. Do I have enough mana yet to play this Retrofitter Foundry? I don't think so. Another Coatl off the top. Pretty good. And land drop fetching immediately. That just to save time. Oh, Yorion. Right. Yeah, they're a Yorion deck. Yep, Yorion's in hand now. And it's a really good Yorion. There's 2 creatures in play that draw cards. All right, come on, Liliana. Assassin's Trophy. Assassin's Trophy actually seems reasonable. I can blow up the Energy Flux and try to go wide here. I think that's probably the play. Oh, the Yorion's actually worth 4 things, not 2, because the Abundant Growths are there. Yeah, that's harsh. This is a big Yorion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue, white. Yeah, I don't think there's any world where Assassin's Trophy effectively takes them off mana. Yeah, this Yorion's about to bury me. Energy Flux, real good. Okay, here's Yorion. Flicker all the things. In the end step, I'm gonna destroy Energy Flux. Make a servo. I can't imagine bouncing Yorion is the right play. But it's also in the way. I'll see what I draw and then make decisions. They are at 8 life over there. I think I am going to bounce Yorion and just keep attacking. Yep, and if I'm bouncing it, I'm going to commit now while Caracas is up. Ooh, not bad. Push for damage. Urza Plowshare is disappointing. Okay, I can't kill my own Nether Spirit in response. So I will continue attacking with my 1/1. Which it is 7. Working through it. Their Coatl, it's just getting worse. Yorion is so big. Maybe I can deck them with their own Yorion triggers. Suddenly that's the plan. Alright, so you get to play Yorion. And I'm going to Boseiju an Abundant Growth. Want to get that out of here. We're also stress testing the number of basics in the deck. I currently see 7. 8. All right, the answer is lots. An actual metric shitload. That's weird. They left a Coatl in play. I have to assume that was a misclick, because there's no reason to do that at all. All right, keep bouncing Yorion. This is the plan that I'm now on, whether I like it or not. And I don't like it, for the record. Okay, I'm going to attack for 2. Smallpox does deal 1 damage to my opponent. Cheese factor is high. Worked through a Coatl there. About to get another one. Smallpox. Chose to force that instead of let it resolve. Interesting. Okay. It's allowed. Go ahead. Fetching probably Mystic Sanctuary here. Yep. I'm getting back. There is no Prismatic Ending in the graveyard. That's exciting. Getting back Force of Negation. Okay. 4 life remains over there. Uro is in this deck somewhere. I'm worried about that one. Mentor. All right, yeah, that's a good card too. Prismatic Ending. All right. Bummer. They're attacking for 2. If you're still interested in Yorion, probably. Like, come on. Well, yeah. Still interested. I love it. Still interested in bouncing it. This might be the most cards I've ever seen a Yorion draw in a game. Ooh, we're live. Hit that Yorion. We know there's Force of Negation in hand, so they could pitch something to protect Yorion here, if that's what they want to do. Yep. Force pitching Preordain. He's going to fire off some Wastelands here. Right now, I'm just going to try to recoup some time on the match. I'm down about a minute, and it'll take them at least a minute to click through this win. And that might matter for game 3. God, Mentor's so cool. I love seeing Mentor go off. Great card. All right, they had the removal spell to win the game right now instead. Mentor just ends the game so fast. 13 life, you're dead. One time in a game of Vintage, my opponent played Mentor. I had the sudden shock to kill it in response to the first prowess trigger, and then I died from the 1 monk it got to make on the next turn. They just played 17 spells or whatever it took to kill me. It was pretty awesome. Okay, Plague Engineer can name Snake or Monk, both of which are relevant. Do I want Sphere of Resistance? I don't think so, but it's also like, no, because we saw that stupid thing, the Flux. Nether Spirit's a lot worse when there are other creatures in the deck. I think I need to get off Nether Spirit and then just slow down and cut some Dark Rituals. That seems reasonable. Tabernacle also punishes like snakes or monks. I don't think I'm ever going to equip Shadow Spear to anything, so that's not the line. Okay, I'm going in like this. Yeah, if they didn't have Energy Flux, I would bring in the Spheres, but they do, so I won't. Oh, the 1 of Dark Rituals in my opener. Keep in the hand. I think I want to set up a turn 2 him plus Loam. Yeah, I'm just going to land go here. I don't want to waste the mana. And maybe I'll even draw Thoughtseize or something exciting. Fun and growth, okay. Ox Diamond, okay. That's also exciting. All right, now I have 3, 4, 5 mana. I don't even need to Dark Ritual now. I can just him. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's have a peek. Force pitching to Fairy. All right. Him to Turok became Mind Rot. I'll still take it. On action. Not exactly the action I was looking for. Ox Diamond, go. Discard Urborg, land, fetch, play, get Bayou, and then Loam back. All of these. Brainstorming in response, okay. I don't mind like a Flusterstorm on this, but Force of Negation would actually completely collapse my game plan. This is my argument against Dark Ritual in these matchups, though. Like, this was in my opener, and still it's rotting in my hand. Definitely don't want to draw one on turn 5. Okay, we got a fetch and response. More is happening here. Okay, I can actually Dark Ritual to pay for Flusterstorm right now. I don't think this card's getting better than this. Bryant Cook would be so proud. Pick him up. All right, cool. I'm not even sure if that was good or necessary, but I certainly did it. Okay, they have made it to 3 mana. What's the payoff? Payoff is hold up Force of Negation, it seems. I am not going to give them the satisfaction. We'll simply pass the turn. All right, looking for spells here. And I am going to fetch. Just get my mana set up. Get lands out of the deck. Okay, that's a good one. There's a Saga. Let's go. And they didn't play a land, so their hand is 5 spells right now. that appear to be reactive because they haven't cast any of them. Wow, we're just passing the turn into my Urza Saga. What do we got? All right, a desperate main phase Coatl looking for any action here. And didn't find it. Let's go, let's go. All right, I'm going to fetch and cast Loam. If you have Force of Negation now, it's going to cost you 2 cards to use it. Cool. Not a very good Loam, but it is worth cards and I get the dredge off it. This is a board state where Shadow Spear would actually be desirable. It's a shame. It's not in the deck. They got 7 spells in their hand. Probably start firing off Swords of Plowshares any minute now. I am dredging Loam. I found Barrenmoor and Boseiju. This is a really good Loam. Okay. Taking some action in response here to the search. I could get Retrofitter and start pushing, or Nile Spellbomb. I just want Retrofitter. Let's go. Let's try to win this game. And attack with my 4/4. Start there. Blocks, let's make it a 5/5. The extra point. And I mean, this Loam is so good, but that Force of Negation is so obvious. I think I'm just gonna land go here. I don't need to play into this Force, so I'm just not going to. Yeah, look, they just did nothing on an entire turn cycle while they're dying to 5/5s. Meltdown, yeah, that's really good. Sure. And Ponder. Yeah, the splash damage against 8 cast is real in this deck. No denying that. Okay, I'm gonna fetch again. Get the bad cards out of the deck, draw the good cards. Okay. Urza Saga, Boseiju, Barrenmoor. Force of Negation is a beating, but it's gonna cost them 2 cards at least. Force of Will, okay. Pitching a counterspell. And let's get the last bad land out of the deck. I have crossed under 5 minutes on the clock, but my opponent is not that far ahead of me. Jace, that's a good one. Brainstorming. I love their deck, by the way, in case anyone was curious. I'm a big fan of what they're doing with all the basic lands, just rotting these wastelands in my hand. That was a really good surgical. And suddenly, we're playing to the clock. Just going to maximize F6 value wherever I can here, and try to draw sagas. Plague Engineer is not bad either. Just like Engineer naming Snake is surprisingly effective. Well, not surprisingly. That's why I put it in the deck. Top bottom, the Preordain. Wasteland go. Teferi can bounce Coatl to draw extra cards. Bouncing Abundant Growth, same thing. Yeah. Jace can start plussing. All right. Still brainstorming. I respect it. Opponent's at 6. Like Smallpox is pretty good here. I'll always take him to Turok. And Force of Willed it, sure. It's got to be Mentor. Like, what are you protecting that's worth 2 cards when you have Jace, Teferi, and your head on board? Uro? Yep. Uro's a good one. Uro can definitely win this game in 3 minutes. Nile Spellbomb off the top, let's go. Or find the Caracas, maybe. Snapcaster Mage, targeting Ponder. Ooh, Smallpox. That's cool. Wasteland you. Smallpox. Scarred Verdant Catacombs. Sack one of my Bayous. Play another Wasteland and pass. Here comes Uro. Gotta draw Caracas. It is in the deck, right? Yep, Caracas is in the deck. I am dead next turn. They have attack for 2, then attack for 8 as a line here. Jace did not bottom my top card. That's bad news. Oh, Cabal Pit. Alright. Kill Snapcaster Mage. Let's go. Alright, now they only have 1 creature in play. Smallpox is live, Liliana's live. I mean, Jace is plussing, and they have 6 cards in their hand, so I don't have high hopes for either of those things. Left the card on top with Jace. Bad news. Mystic Sanctuary. Narset found Ponder, and then Mystic Sanctuary picking up Force of Will. Ponder can put the Force in the hand. Guess I should have wasted the Misty Rainforest in response to Ponder. That would have been the play. Alright, I'll concede. It's not going to take them 1 minute and 50 seconds to attack with Uro. A tough run of this one. I was talking about how I frequently 4-1 with Loam Pox, and this was a 1-4. Let's look at what's different about this build. Or, I mean, we did run into 2 degenerate combo decks.
some tough matchups in lands and 8+ basics Yorion Band. Like, those are bad matchups, but we can definitely improve the deck. I like Surgical more than Leyline, having now seen both in action. Gonna make that change right away. I think I want 3 Surgicals in the deck. I actually did like Sphere of Resistance quite a bit. I think I want another way to win the game in the deck, like a Liliana the Last Hope. That also lines up against some creature decks well enough on its own, but is a very real win condition if left unchecked. The revelation in this league of Surgical Extracting Urza Saga puts me on literally Retrofitter Foundry and Nether Spirit to win a game. That was pretty jarring. I'm looking at this deck and like shaving on a Dark Ritual is kind of where I want to be, but I just added another card that's really good with Dark Ritual. That's tricky to navigate. There are still 27 lands in this deck. That's so many. You don't need 4 Bayous. I think the deck wants some number of Sudden Edict. Like I could put 1 in the sideboard. The help against Merit Lage is nice. We could have another Boseiju in the sideboard, and then... But Assassin's Trophy is doing the work of Boseiju, basically. And Assassin's Trophy is better at doing that same job. I like that you can loam back Boseiju and do it more than once, but I don't think I want more than 1 of that card. We could just designate Assassin's Trophy as a sideboard card and play some Sudden Edicts in the main and get rid of Ensnaring Bridge, because the deck really can't win with Ensnaring Bridge in play. It's not like a deck that could just burn you out from behind it or anything, or combo kill you from behind it, so I don't really like that. And now the Sudden Edicts complement the Lilianas and Smallpox for 10 removal spells plus the discard. I think this is looking better already. I would like some sort of hammer for lands, but Armageddon effects tend to be red and white. Back to Basics is blue and also kind of hurts me. Price of Progress is red. We might just have to accept that that's a bad matchup or lean really hard in on Wasteland for it. I played a version of Loam Pox with Exploration in it, which really sent the grind plan into a different level. That was pretty cool. I'm also not convinced you need 4 Loams in this deck. It's nice when you have one, but the second one is usually pretty bad, and you could just play another spell. I wonder if Sorin is completely out of line here. Like, 4 mana is a lot more than 3, but at the same time, this card is really good. It's a draw engine that ignores the graveyard and can actually win a game. I'm going to cut a Loam, add a Sorin. I think that's the kind of thing that you want to be doing. Sorin might belong in the sideboard as a juke once they know you're a graveyard deck, but I'm kind of into it. I'm going to leave this deck here for now. I think we learned a lot about what cards are good, what cards are bad, what the weaknesses of this deck are, what the strengths are, and I still like Loam Pox. I think it's a very good Saga deck. If you want to play Pox, like there's a lot of different flavors of Pox. I think that Loam Pox is far and away the best one between mono black or any other color combinations. Green is the correct splash, and I think the green splash should just be for Loam and maybe some sideboard cards. And that's how I feel about Pox. But like I said, I got another Pox League coming up next week. I haven't played or recorded that one yet, and we'll have lessons learned from this league for that one. Between these 5 or 6 Pox Leagues I'm releasing over this 2-month span, we should have a pretty good list at the end of it. Rob, this was your Loam Pox League. Everybody, thanks for watching. Not a strong record, but always lessons learned. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon with the Discord community and all of that, and I will see you next time.